All right, welcome. We're back for what is this, week 3 now of the NBA we got going here?
Yes, sir. Week three.
3. Nice, dude. It's been a hectic week on my side with work and trying to catch up on some games, but I've been doing the good YouTube highlights because it's been so busy, which actually it's hard because it shows all the good shit, but it doesn't show any of the mishaps on the players. So I've had to dig deep in the archives for that. But other than that, I think it's been a good week of basketball. What do you think?
Dude, basketball's been great. What a great start to the season. Been some surprises so far, some good and bad both, but man, it's been fun to watch so far.
Yeah, it has. It's been surprising some of the teams that have not been playing well, but I thought were going to make playoffs. Honestly, there's been a lot of bad teams.
Yeah, surprisingly bad, and some surprisingly good too.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, like some bad ones I can just think off the top, like Mavericks. The Warriors don't look good right now. They came out hot, but now they're 5-5. They don't
Showing
look
some
good.
age. I don't know. Maybe Brad was right. Showing some age.
Some age. I know. I think I did see something about like them talking about they can't have loaded management with Curry because Curry is that team.
That's exactly what I said to start the season, dude.
You did, yeah, you did. God, you should just put an application for ESPN.
Brad knows ball. Hashtag Brad knows ball.
Hey, that's our new hashtag on our videos. Hashtag Brad knows ball.
Hey, I don't know what that means, but let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Well, just kind of like last week, I think this is probably one of my favorite things to do is like overperformers and underperformers. It's cool to highlight, big names that kind of performed really well, some not so big names that overperformed, et cetera, et cetera. But we spiced it up a little bit this week since I live in the Western Conference or whatever, and Brad lives in the Eastern side. We're going to just pick our players of our respected living area conferences. Just to add a little bit more. Instead of like being all over the place, we're going to just hone in on just a certain conference. So let's Brad, what do you got for your first overperformer?
So first overperformer in the East, I've got Alex Sarr for the Wizards.
Okay.
Alex Sarr's been having a great season so far. He's quietly averaging almost 20 points, 8 rebounds, shooting, I think, like 34% from 3. Huge increases from last year. They drafted him on potential, and he's having a really great season so far. So Alex Sarr, number 1 in the East.
Yeah, good pick. My number 1 might be you probably know who he is, but it's Nick Smith Jr. for the Lakers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's great, dude.
He's my number 1. 25 points, 5 for 6 from the 3, 6 assists. Threw up at halftime, came back in, still was balling out. So good on him. He's playing on a 2-way contract. Big night for him. Hopefully we see some more playing time out of him with the Lakers, especially with some of their guys down with injuries right now. But yeah, that's my number 1 on the list, honestly, for overperformers right now on the West.
Yeah, Nick Smith, man, really showing out with his opportunity he got this week. So I like that. Next is a repeat that I had from last week as an overperformer as well. Ryan Rollins from the Milwaukee Bucks. He is continuing to just be great at what he's doing. He is averaging about 16 points, 6 assists right now from a guy that really hasn't played any NBA minutes before this season.
Yeah. He played well last week. That was like the Warriors game where he went off, and then he's playing well now. So good for him on that. Second person I have on my list is I'm going to highlight just a quarter. Is Derek Queen with the Pelicans.
Really? Okay. Give me your case.
Yep. He put up 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 steals just in the fourth quarter. And that led them. I mean, I'm not going to say he led them to their first win, but I'm going to say it definitely helped them get their first win of the season. And a big shout out to DeAndre Jordan for like telling him to stand up during an interview. He was like sitting down.
I saw that.
He's like, no, dude, stand up. And like, that's the kind of like guidance those young guys need. But I think Derek Queen's got a promising future, especially in New Orleans with them not really having a solid big. So yeah, shout out to Derek Queen on just that fourth quarter.
Yeah. That's exactly why they brought in DeAndre Jordan, 100% right. There's that leadership aspect that, just there in the interviews, helping him just be confident after a great game. Yep. So it's good. My last overperformer I've got is Jalen Duren.
Okay.
Detroit Pistons, man. He's had a great season so far. Pistons look great. Cade Cunningham's had a nice little rebound to a sluggish start. Jalen Duren's had over 30 points in 2 of his last 5 games.
Yeah.
He's averaging over 20, over 10, rebounds, over 20 points. He's just really having a great season all the way around. He's shooting like 86% from the free throw line too.
Oh, really? Yeah. I haven't watched many of the games. How's his foul trouble? Because I know like last season it was pretty consistent. He was fouling out on a consistent basis. Is he playing pretty much all the games that he's respected to, like the minutes?
Oh yeah, he's playing great minutes. I think he's a huge reason why Detroit's as good as they are this year.
Good.
He's just been really crushing it defensively. But his free throw percentage being so high, I think is a huge change in his game because he's so big and physical. He's going to get to the line like he has in the past, but now he's making 86% of them instead of 67, 65, what it was before.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. Nice pick. My last, it's kind of I wouldn't say I would say he was a fringe overperformer, and I'm just going to say just because of it was his debut, I'm going to give Jalen Green his flowers for his debut in Phoenix.
I like it.
He put up 29 points, made 6 threes. The next game he didn't play as well, but I'm going to give him his flowers for the debut in Phoenix, especially being a young guy traded from a team that he thought he was going to be like the franchise point guard, gets ditched over and came out and just balled up. So I'm going to give him his flowers on that. So.
I like it, dude. Yeah, good pick. Good pick. Jalen Green's having a great start.
Yeah. So, I like that. Well, good overperformers. Let's go to the underperformers. So the guys that aren't doing the best.
So underperformers, first one I've got is Cam Whitmore. Now, he had a better game last night, but overall, he just has not been doing what he was supposed to be doing. He's been buried in the bench in Houston, and it was with this idea they were just too deep. He was so talented. His numbers looked great in terms of like per 36 or whatever it was. But he just hasn't done anything in Washington. They're a terrible team, maybe the worst team in history. They're getting beat by like 17 points a game on average. They're terrible. And so the fact that Cam Whitmore is not scoring 20 points a game on a terrible team, like Jordan Poole did that last year, so Cam Whitmore, disappointing so far. Had higher hopes for you, man.
Yeah, disappointing. My number one is, I think he's going to be on here quite a bit, unfortunately, but it's Bradley Beal. Over the last 5 games, 8 points, 2 assists. He's averaging 20 minutes a game on that Clippers team. That Clippers team doesn't look really good at all, honestly, with how much veteran presence they have on that team. I think it was one of my hot takes, I think week 1, that the Clippers were not going to make the playoffs at all, and it's kind of looking true so far in the week 3.
They're just too old. And their age is really showing, especially Beal. He had a very rapid decline, but he has not looked good this year. I was hoping you'd pick him.
Yeah, he didn't look horrible in Phoenix. He had some good games in Phoenix. Nothing like his days back with John Wall, but ever since he was, he signed a contract and they got traded or whatever, and then he went to Phoenix, and he's just plummeting down. So he's number 1 on the list.
Number 2, I've got Derek White.
Okay, yeah.
Boston is not expected to do anything great this year, but Derek White's been arguably second best, at worst, third best player on that team over the last couple of years. And this year, he looks nothing like that. Jaylen Brown, give him his flowers. He's balling out right now. He's averaging almost 30 a game. Boston is surprisingly somewhat competitive in an East that's also surprisingly competitive right now. But Derek White just he's shooting terribly. Defensively, he's doing just fine, but offensively, just very disappointing so far.
Yeah. I did see that when I was kind of looking some stats up just in general before the pod. Derek White's not shooting like he was last season last 2 seasons, actually, when they were making playoff pushes and NBA championship pushes, which is
he's shooting like 30% from 3 right now, which is nowhere near what he typically shoots.
No, and it's not good, especially if you want to make some movement in that East and maybe a contender or a playoff fringe team before Jason Tatum comes back, because he might come back this season. He might, if they make playoffs. But if you're having that, you're not going to make playoffs, especially with like the East being actually somewhat competitive this year. So it's not good. My second player, again, old. You can see the age is declining, is Al Horford on the Warriors. I know he's not the same Al Horford as he used to be, but he's getting good minutes when he does start, when he does play. I know they're doing the 1 game off, 1 game on kind of thing, but the last 5 games he's been averaging 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. he was averaging a lot more when he played in Boston the last couple of seasons. I think the Warriors were expecting him to at least, I'm not saying 15 to 20 points, but maybe 10, 8, and 4 or something like that, roughly around there, where you're getting better productivity out of him when it comes to the stats. But it's not helping. The Warriors, again, like we talked earlier, the Warriors are just, the age is showing on that Warriors team as well.
Well, one of my takes too earlier in the season is just like the Clippers. I think the Warriors are just too old. Nothing against Al Horford, great career. I think he's been able to extend longevity much better than almost any NBA player has. Father time comes for everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Especially those big guys, man. Like when they're in the paint and they're rebounding the ball, getting shoved around, getting pushed around, catching elbows, knees, getting their ankles stepped on. You don't see a lot of them lasting as long as Al Horford has. And Al Horford, I think, is one too who's changed his game a little bit throughout the season. Throughout his longevity in the career, where he's been now shooting threes and hitting threes, but yeah, he's just not performing. The way that I thought he performed in the Warriors, and I don't think he's performing the way that they thought he performed. So,
yeah, I hear that. So my last underperformer of the East is the entire Orlando Magic, all of them.
Yep. Yeah.
Top down. One of my takes
Yeah.
earlier in the season, they looked really good. They're going to be top 2 team in the East. Their coach was going to be coach of the year. Tons of season left. They can still turn it around. Desmond Bane just needs to be shooting better from the 3. That's really the biggest thing. But Paulo is not playing up to really where he should be. He's only averaging 22 points a game right now. Franz kind of the same thing. They're not shooting as well as they should. Desmond Bane's shooting, I think, still below 30% from 3. Now we're like 10 games into the season. So just really not a great 10-game stretch from them. Tons of time to turn it around, but what a disappointing start.
Yeah, I mean, I think we both have them in playoff locks, so that's
100%.
That's not good for them, especially when Paulo's getting comparisons to. I'm not saying to LeBron, but as a scorer and a big man who can do that kind of stuff, and he's not playing the way he should, especially with Franz Wagner. Like they have a pretty good tandem there, and they're just not doing it. So.
Yeah, they were much better last year. Like I said, it's just 10 games in and a tons of time turning around, but so far they just have not. I was hoping they'd come out and just like smack teams in the mouth. When you give up 4 first-round picks for a guy like Desmond Bane, you really got to come out and like make a statement, and they just haven't done that.
Yeah, I mean, like kind of like the Spurs right now, right? Like kind of the Spurs that are coming out here and they were undefeated for a hot minute, right? But that's not what the Magic are doing. So,
right.
My last one, it's not even statistically based at all. It's just Kawhi Leonard right now is underperforming. I think it's just his unavailability. He's missed the last 3 of the 5 games. It's been that I think a lot of his last couple of years has been just not being available for his team. And in my eyes, he's underperforming in that fashion because I think if he's healthy and he's playing games, I think the Clippers at least have a shot to make the playoffs because it's Kawhi Leonard. But he's just never playing. So he's my underperformer as well.
Yeah, it's tough to call him an underperformer at this point, which I agree with you. I mean, based off like who he is and who he should be for that team. But just from the standpoint of that, this has been his career for the last 4 or 5 years at this point, to where is he really underperforming or is he performing to what expectation really should be at this point? You know what I mean?
No, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong. I think I pictured maybe, because he might retire, anytime soon, right? He's done what he's needed. He's got 2 championships, so a couple of defensive players of the year. I just think, in my opinion, the load management thing's stupid and he should be playing. I get guys need rest, but it gets to the point where I'm like, dude, if you're not going to play, just don't even suit up, I guess. That's my thing.
Well, it depends where his knees are at too. After all those types of injuries, you just don't. There's only a certain amount of level that you can still play, and sometimes it's things like Joel Embiid hasn't played basketball in who knows how long, and he's still on a 20 minutes a game restriction or whatever it is, and he won't do back-to-backs and all that, and so it's tough, I think it's just tough with injuries.
Yeah. No, I get you completely. Good list there. I like that. I like those on your side of things. Good polls, good picks. What I've been kind of gathering over the last 2 weeks of us doing this is a lot of overperformers are not really big name people. I feel like a lot of like smaller name, not overly hyped guys are balling right now, and a lot of our underperformers are big name guys that are not meeting the standard.
Yeah, which is how it should be. Overperforming should be either
Yeah,
one, you're expected to do something crazy. Like you could argue Luka Doncic is an overperformer right now, which is insane because he's just up to such a high standard, and still like doing 40 points a game throughout the
yeah,
first 4 or 5 games of the season. That's still overperforming, But really, as a top performer, like overperformers should be that. It should be the guys that are just getting a few minutes a night or just kind of a small role and they come out and like really do something that matters in a few games.
yeah. No, I agree with you completely. Yeah, yeah. Cool, cool. So that takes us. We're gonna do something new. We're gonna do a buy or sell. So Brad and I have no knowledge of what we picked for this. We're going to pick either we buy this take or we sell or whatever it may be. So let's go, Brad. What do you got first on the list?
All right. Buy or sell that Austin Reeves is a legitimate number one option.
Honestly, I would buy that right now because that ties into my one as well. So I'd buy that. I think he's performed enough to where he could be a legitimate starting point guard or shooting guard in the league, and he's going to give whatever team he's got or he's on at least 20, 25 a game, at least minimum.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I would buy that 100%. Austin Reeves, I think, has proven, throughout the course of the end of last season through injuries when he was the number one option this year so far with Doncic in and out of the lineup, James not playing at all. LeBron James, I'm sorry for the disrespect to the first name. But Austin Reeves has shown that he can be a legitimate number one option and actually like
Yeah,
be an offensive hub and have an offensive system ran around him. And so it's crazy that when LeBron gets back, they're going to have their third best player is going to be somebody's number one best player.
yeah, yeah. It's crazy, honestly. But like good on them for picking him up undrafted and just letting him ball. Honestly, good on the Lakers.
Yeah, great for Reeves on his development too. Great
Yeah,
developmental system over there right now. Bronny James too, looking good. So great job on the Lakers.
yeah. All right, buy or sell. Now with Walker Kessler's injury, do the Utah Jazz tank the team and trade Lauri Markkinen for Austin Reeves? And do you say no to that?
That's a tough question. There's like three parts to that question. First
Correct.
is
Yep.
First question or answer your question is should the Jazz tank now? The Jazz should have been tanking before now. Like they should have been doing
Mhm.
that regardless. And something that I think should have been a conversation is why didn't we trade Laurie Markkinen sooner? Because he's too good. Like he's keeping them competitive. With
Yeah.
Walker Kessler out, a little bit different, but they should still trade Laurie. They still need to tank. They should have done that before Walker's injury. Now trading Laurie for Reeves from the Jazz, yeah, I do it absolutely. From the Lakers, absolutely not. His contract is huge, and he doesn't fit as well next to Doncic as Reeves will long term. The Lakers need to keep Reeves. It would be
Yeah.
pretty crazy of them to trade him at this point. They need. LeBron's got who knows how many years left. 1, 2. Is he going to stay in LA? Does LA even want him? I don't know. But long term, you want to have a backcourt of Doncic and Reeves.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not wrong.
So on the Jazz, yeah, I take Austin Reeves. From the Lakers, absolutely not. There's no way that I make that trade.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think one team, the Lakers at that point would be getting essentially screwed over because, you might get some good assets because I think Austin Reeves want in like his market's a lot higher than Laurie's right now.
Yeah,
But yeah,
of
I agree
course.
with you. I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay. Buy or sell. This is like a two-part question. So buy
Okay.
or sell. The surprise teams that are actually good are actually good. I'm sorry, the surprise teams that are good are actually good. The surprise teams that are bad are actually bad. So teams like the Bulls, Sixers, Blazers, Suns that are actually like overperforming so far in terms of wins loss, are they actually good? And the teams like the Mavs, Clippers, Magic, Hawks performing underly or under what they should be, are they actually bad?
Honestly, I think I'm gonna buy that. Honestly, I think the three just because of the three teams that you listed that were supposed to be are playing bad that are actually bad. I think the Magic, as of what I've seen now, are actually bad, and I think the Hawks are actually bad. And like I think Chicago has the depth and the young stars where they're actually going to be good and competitive in the East.
Hmm. Interesting. I would agree partially on that. I would agree partially. I would say all the teams
Okay.
that are I'll say about half and half, half and half. I think the Western teams that are bad, the Mavs and Clippers, I think are actually bad. I think the Mavs are actually terrible.
Yes.
Clippers are just too old. They're also pretty bad. And then the Blazers and Suns, I don't think they're actually good. I think they are just off to a good start. I think they're maybe like mid-level teams. Portland
Okay.
could surprise me. Phoenix, I don't think so. Now on the other side, opposite's true. I think the teams in the East are actually good. The teams in the West that are or so than the teams that are actually bad. I don't think they're bad. I don't think the Magic are bad. I got a lot of faith in my hot take that they're gonna be a top 2 in the East. So all they gotta do is
Okay.
just win the next like 70 games and we're good.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I did have Portland make it in the play-in games on my Western side, so
You
I think
did.
they're an
You did.
I think they're an actual good team. But we'll see. All right, my second buy or sell. Clay Thompson is no longer a starter in this league, and he needs to retire.
Oh, needs to retire. I don't know. Depends on what kind of role he's willing to accept. But what he's done
Okay.
his whole career is be a 3-point shooter. And this year, he's actually been pretty terrible from the 3-point line. And he can't guard anybody at this point in his career. I read an
Yeah.
article on Bleacher Report saying he can't guard even slow-footed fours. Which was a little bit dramatic. But he was incredible. I mean, he was an incredible defender and 3-point shooter most of his career. But he doesn't really
Yeah.
do much else besides that. So if he can't be doing that, you definitely can't be starting him, especially on a team that has like the Mavericks, where they have no primary ball handler. It's trying to make out a Cooper Flag. Without Kyrie Irving, that ball just simply is not going to go anywhere. You have no one to create plays and make things happen. And so without that, Klay Thompson becomes useless essentially in an offense.
Yeah.
So if he's willing to take on a lesser role for lesser money, kind of like Russell Westbrook, bouncing around the league, just kind of taking whatever role he can to help fit into hopefully competitive teams, he should just retire. Why not? You've got 4 championships. You've got hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank. You're one of the top 3 best shooters of all time. Just call it a career, man. Just do it.
Yeah. I agree, and I'm kind of getting tired of his like excuse for everything. It's just he always pops up the 4 fingers for 4 rings. I'm getting really tired of that. Like whenever he like people are like chewing his ass or like getting
Does he
on
still
him for
do that?
something. Oh, he still does it. It's always just like this. I'm like, dude.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that
Yeah.
recently. I know he did that one
Yeah.
time, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey, if I had 4 championships, I'd be flaunting the hell out of that too.
Yeah, I mean, I would too, but at some point, I'd be like, all right, yeah, maybe I'm actually pretty ass at this game. I should probably retire.
Hey, father time, dude. Father time comes to
Yeah.
everybody. Waits for no one.
Yep. True.
LeBron's fighting him off though. But all right. Hot take, buy or sell. Cooper Flag isn't the best player in his rookie class.
I'm gonna buy that because I think. I can't
Wow,
say
you
that.
think he's not the best player in the rookie
No.
class? Wow.
I think
Okay.
I think I can't say his name because I now always butcher it. But the Hornets rookie they drafted, the big boy out of Duke, I think he's a better player in the NBA right now. He's having a better season right now as well. So
Okay. You
Yeah,
think
him-
Kalkbrenner is the best rookie in this class?
him or Harper, yeah.
Harper's having a great season, but okay, so I agree with you. It's a hot take. I'm surprised you agree with it so quickly. You've been so high on Cooper Flag for so
I
long. It's only
have-
10
I
games
have-
in.
I have, but I have not been impressed. I mean, again, look at like who they have right as their teammates. I mean, everyone hates on LaMelo Ball, but LaMelo Ball can at least distribute the ball around. Like be a good point guard, and
Sure.
then Dylan Harper's on the Spurs, where the Spurs are playing out of their mind right now. And they have the best player probably in the NBA. And then you have Cooper, who's probably honestly at this point the best player on his team, which is not a very good team.
Yeah, I think it's a tough situation for him, which has me concerned for him just in general in terms of development, because
Yeah.
really a part of development is being around, which he's around Anthony Davis and Kyrie and stuff around the facility, I'm sure, but playing ball with those guys that know how to play championship level ball, so key to development with these young guys is
Yeah.
learning how to play championship level ball from 2 of the greatest of all time, But I agree. I think Cooper Flag, I mean, we'll see, but he might join a long list of guys that were super overhyped in college and just didn't quite reach it in the pros. Zion Williamson, one of the most recent ones come to mind. Because the other rookies look great and look polished. Dylan Harper looks ready, and he's crushing it with the Spurs. Con Knuppel with the Charlotte Hornets as well. Looks great, polished, shooting like 40% from 3. VJ Edgecombe kind of came back down to earth after his huge start, but still looks great, contributing defensively, shooting well, being confident. There's just some of these guys that are just outperforming Cooper Flag so far. So I would buy that right now too.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. All right, my last buy or sell. It's a two part little thing here. So buy or sell. Nikhil Alexander-Walker may win Most Improved Player this year. Second part, since Trae Young's been out, is Nikhil the starter for that team?
So I guess second part of that's easy. Yes, he is the starter for that team with Trae Young out. I think Nikhil has been great. I think he was great in Minnesota. I think he was great in Utah. I just think he's been a kind of a great player. He's developed so well into that 3-and-D guy, much more to a playmaker lately. So he's for sure the starter with Trae Young out. They don't really have any other option besides that. Maybe Dyson Daniels, but he's better at the shooting guard position, especially
Mhm.
defensively. You want him out there on the wing, focusing more on defense, and you want him playmaking anyways. Most improved player, I don't know. So far, I've got Ryan Rollins still. He's playing so far beyond expectations of where he's come from that I think he's the most obvious, most improved player this year so far.
Yeah.
But Nikhil has a chance.
Yeah. Okay. So essentially buy-ish the first half and then buy the second half by him being a starter.
I buy him being the starter while Trae Young's out. Sell him being MIP.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. It's kind of, in my opinion, Nikhil, it's hard to be most improved when he's been pretty good his entire career. I mean, he hasn't been like
Well, his last couple of years specifically, he's been getting quite a bit of love.
Yeah, especially with on the Timberwolves. Like that was a big reason why they're making some good pushes in the playoffs with Nikhil, right?
Great 3-and-D guy.
Yeah, and that was why. I mean, we're gonna sidetrack here, but that's why I didn't have the Wolves making the playoffs. It's because I think he was a big part of their team. So
Anthony Edwards, too good. He's too good. Julius Randle, too good.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't think they're going to make it. All right, cool. And that brings us to our overreactions. These are outlandish takes. I mean, if they hit, they hit. They probably won't, but we'll see what happens. I'll give you mine first, as we've been kind of talking about them already. Overreaction number one: the Mavericks need to trade everybody and just keep Cooper Flag.
I agree. That's not even an overreaction. Just you should do it.
Do you think just trade they just clean out everybody and just restart?
I mean, if we're going from like an NBA 2K standpoint, playing my GM, yeah, you just clean house.
Sure,
you know, from a complete roster building standpoint, you probably clean house as best you can. But the problem is, at this point, there's more value for Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving specifically in Dallas and within that organization than there is trying to trade him to somebody else, because somebody else is getting a 34-year-old, 35-year-old, 36-year-old, injury-prone, huge contract, former All-NBA player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, like, what do you give up for that, depending where you're at? But how many teams are in a position that are like, oh, we're just one injury power forward away from, being a title contender. Let's trade for Anthony Davis to give up all of our first round picks. And so it's tough, but no, I think from a roster building standpoint, yeah, you got to tear it down and start over.
Yeah, I agree.
So my first overreaction, so we're going over our Western teams. The Lakers are the best team in the NBA. That's my hot take. They're the best team in the NBA. They still haven't introduced LeBron James. Luka Doncic has played like half the games, and they're already still number 2 in the West.
Yeah, I can't put them over OKC right now.
OKC looks great. They also don't have Jalen Williams and still have only lost 1 game so far. So I do agree with that. But my overreaction this week, Lakers are the best team in the NBA.
That's fair. That's a good take. That's a good take. I don't think anyone thought they'd be 2 in the West. I mean, I definitely think people knew that they'd be a playoff team for sure. I mean, it's hard to not put them as a playoff team with LeBron. I think any team that has LeBron on their team is going to be seen as a playoff contender. But I didn't see them being the second in the West at all, especially since how competitive the West is.
And they're doing this without LeBron. And so people like DeAndre Ayton are outperforming what they're supposed to be doing. Jake LaRavia has looked great. Just Lakers, man. Best team in the NBA.
You got Nick Smith throwing up 24 points. So
that's what I'm saying, bro. We got guys that are borderline G League coming in scoring 30, like Lakers in 4.
That's not too bad. Like, same with mine, not too bad of an overreaction, honestly. Number 2, this might be a hot take, but if Kevin Durant doesn't bring this Rockets team to at least the Western Conference Finals, his legacy could be at risk.
See, with the legacy stuff at this point in people's careers, I just don't agree with it.
You don't?
he's not the guy anymore. You can't judge him based off what's going on in his career now. Like if he wins a couple more, I think he can improve his legacy. I don't think he can hurt it anymore.
You don't think so? You think he could only add to his legacy? He can't take away from it at this point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's true because and it's different. It'd be different if he was like still in his prime, like he went to a finals and then was like the worst player ever for some reason, like immediately after. Like you could judge him based off that. But he
Sure.
had an incredible prime. Now he's like 37, 38 to where it's like he's won the championships, won the MVPs, got all the accolades. Like now he's just playing ball.
Just playing ball. Okay.
You know what I mean?
can agree
That's
with
kind
that.
of my.
Yeah.
I view that, let's say, with like Steph Curry, LeBron, where I'm like, yeah, I'll scrutinize them because they want to play ball, but it's like I also don't think it's going to hurt your like I don't think it's going to hurt LeBron's legacy if he doesn't win a title at 41 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It can help if he does. It'll help it. Like if he plays a key role on that team. But if he's not, if he doesn't do it, like yeah, he's 41. I wouldn't expect him to do that at 41. Like no one else was doing that at 41.
It's fair. That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Good points. Good points.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So my overreaction, my second one, Josh Giddey is an all NBA player. Josh Giddey is an all NBA player. Bro, he's averaging 22, almost 10, almost 10. Like almost a triple double, shooting almost 40% from 3-point. Josh Giddey is an all NBA player. Bulls look really solid in the East.
See, I'm gonna answer that after I love how our brains connect. You know, it just we have this great connection in the knowledge because I'm gonna just introduce real quick. I'm gonna introduce you to my airball just because I have to of the week, and it's just gonna be. I'm just gonna show you. Is this
AI, dude? This is AI.
You're all NBA player.
He's still an all NBA player, bro. He still is.
This is your all NBA player right here, Limpin.
Yes, bro. Yes. Yes. He's still. I didn't say all defense. All right. But all NBA. It's offense, baby. It's not defense. We don't worry about that. We don't. Brutal. Brutal.
I
share the same brain cell. Just sometimes it gives us different information.
It does. I do agree with you. He is playing really well. He's been a pretty big topic of our podcast so far in the last two pods. He is playing outstanding on the offensive side, you know, dishing the ball out, getting rebounds, et cetera, et cetera. I just had to throw a little bit of slack in there because he was my airball of the week of getting his ankles crossed up. And I'm just going to throw on there as well, Patrick Williams getting dunked on at the end of that. It's not just Josh Giddey. It was also Patrick Williams getting dunked on. So
true. Shout out to DeAndre Hunter, I guess, for that play.
Very true. Very true.
Thanks for giving us some content.
So since we bled into that, what is your airball take of the week?
My airball take of the week is Jaylen Brown's spray-on hairline getting all over Keyshawn Jordan's jersey mid-game. Did you see that?
I did see that.
He goes into him, throws his head down. Keyshawn gets up. He's got all this like spray on all over his shirt, dude. So
that's the
airball of the week.
Did you see his tweet response to that? He was
no, I didn't.
Jaylen Brown's like, AI is crazy, bro.
He's funny, dude. He leaned into it. I know he leaned into it pretty good. Airball of the week is that, dude. Just so much money. Go to Turkey. Get the whole hair transplant thing.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I would if I had that much money. Oh shit. Yeah. Well, all right, that was good. It was fun. Like I said, you guys, just keep on giving us some love. Give us your guys' takes on our YouTube channel, on TikTok, Instagram. We do appreciate all the feedback in the comments. Like I said, it's just two bros just talking about basketball. We're not really here to get into anything else. We're just trying to have some fun and have a good time.
We just want to talk about sports. That's really all it is, you know? So appreciate you guys watching. Stick with us.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.